going to exercise some jurisdiction and tell the courts what they may and may not do.
I would do.
You know, that is absolutely true, that people think that once it's gone to the Supreme Court, it's all over with. But the Congress of the United States has the ability to reverse it. And there have been times in the past when a president, if I'm not mistaken, well, there was Lincoln, starting there, who essentially sent a note to the Supreme Court saying, thank you for your opinion. Right? That's true. I mean, they really did. And so, thank you for your opinion. It is an opinion. Now, it hasn't happened very often, but it has happened in the past. And we did, I'm trying to remember the specific time we tried to reverse something. We actually had a bill up to reverse it. It did not pass, but there was an attempt at one time when I was, you know, in the last 10 years, I recall that, to do it. And nobody could, I had other members who were saying, what, how could, we can't do anything about this. But in fact, you're absolutely right. We can and should, certainly.
Well, the Congress could eliminate the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals.
Yes, that is absolutely true, and that has been attempted. That has been up. That particular thing, the elimination of the Ninth Circuit. I know we had that up for a vote, failed.
Yes, ma'am, in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. Ryan.
Just one additional comment to that question. I agree with everything Congressman Tancredo has just said. I also believe that there's something we can do in the United States Congress to start to hold the Congress more accountable to the Constitution. And that is for every piece of legislation that comes through the Congress to require a constitutional note associated with that piece of legislation that says where in the Constitution you have the power to enact that legislation. District Attorney Chambers said earlier, you know, accountability. And for me, by putting such a mechanism in place, we can start, not only within the Congress, but with the people, can start to better hold our Congress accountable for their legislation, which exceeds their powers as enumerated in the Constitution.
You're absolutely right. And the legislature here in Colorado really has been craven for a long time. They've not stood up for their rights. When the state Supreme Court ruled back in 2003 that literally they were part of the General Assembly, and the General Assembly took that line down. When they regrew the judicial districts, the congressional districts, that was blatantly unconstitutional. You know, the Supreme Court thinks, both at the federal level and especially right here in Colorado, that the Constitution is what they say it is, and at any given time it's not. But we've got to hold them to account. And we need to, legislators also need to step up, but most importantly, we the people have got to step up and not let them get away with it. We need to speak out when they do this kind of thing, and when we have the opportunity to vote them out, when they have exceeded their authority, we need to take advantage of that. And they've been able to get away with this in Colorado for so long because A, nobody's been paying attention, B, no one's been speaking out about it, and it's under this conspiracy of silence. Folks, we're paying attention now. That's the great thing, as people have been talking about. 2010 is the year where we the people have got to stand up and say, it's our rights, you cannot do that. So, but we got to do it.
Okay. I know I hate to cut this short because, but we have to surrender this room and we start to do caucus training. So I'm going to do one more question. That chap in the black shirt back there has been waiting patiently. And by the way, my appreciation for the respectful tone that everyone's carried here. Thank you. Yes, sir.
My question is actually for you, Gary. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry for questioning you. As the 912 project goes, you have a list of what you believe in, the foundation principles you have. But yet you said that you're here to actually sort of influence the recipe, so to speak. So can I ask you, why wouldn't you grade candidates or prospective candidates to hold them accountable to those principles and actually say these candidates hold to it this way or that way or they don't? Because we may be having the rhinos on a run, but we don't want them back either.
Right. Is that a Defenders of Capitalism button there that I see?
Yes.
I should have put mine on. Not an out of the room. Here's the short answer to your question, and I'll keep this brief. It is a great idea, and there is a method currently available. It's called iCaucus. iCaucus is a questionnaire. It has, I forget, it's about 120 questions. Don't hold me to that, but it's a lengthy questionnaire. Each individual candidate is asked to fill that questionnaire out. It's followed up by a conference call. Anyone that's part of iCaucus and registered can dial in on the conference call number and ask specific questions. But it is a tool for accountability. It started out in Utah. It made the difference in a particular district House of Representatives race, and it changed the outcome of the election. It is a method by which we can ascertain the true principles of an individual. They go on the record for those particular ideas. They are asked questions, they are vetted, and then they are given an iCaucus rating. And you are either endorsed or not endorsed.
Just a short follow-up. I'm looking to see a leader stand behind those and actually one person hold another person accountable. Would you be that person?
Yes, if I can be. I'm part of iCaucus. I'm sure we can get you the iCaucus website information. I just don't know it by offhand. But I would strongly recommend it. I see a lot of hands. I'm really sorry.